Hey, fellow crappers, it's your old buddy, it's your old pal, Artie Reynolds here once again with WrestleCrap Radio. And as always, on the other end of the tin can and string is the go-kart Mozart to my checking out the weather chart, Mr. Blade Braxton.
What's going on?
Artie went to the eye doctor. Anyway, the arm on one side of my glasses is one color, and on the other side it's another color, and then the glasses themselves are yet a third color.
You nerd!
I go to the eye doctor, and Mrs. deals with me, and so they said, well, we need to get a really good read on your eyes because it's been so long since you've been to the eye doctor, and we want to make sure you're not going to have any problems later in life.
Yeah.
Thought that was courteous, kind.
That is rather polite of a doctor. I couldn't imagine he'd want to keep...
Now, don't get me wrong, okay? The doctor was a super nice guy. He answered all my questions. It was all great. But they told me that in order to get this real in-depth check, they needed to dilate my pupils.
Oh, that's always fun.
Okay? I had never had that done. But Mrs. Deal is there, and she's had it done several times. She's like, oh, it's no big deal. They give you some goofy sunglasses to wear, and you'll be fine. So while I'm there, he's getting ready to do this, and he's like, "Do you have any questions?" I was like, "Yeah, I have a question." The first thing he did, he said, "How bad do you think your vision is?" And I said, "Well, when I'm wearing glasses, it's fine, but I can't see real well. That's why I wear glasses." You know what I mean? Obviously, it's not too good if I wear glasses.
Either your vision sucks and you wear glasses, or it's fine and you don't.
Anyway, so he says, well, could you pass your driver's test without your glasses on? I said, I haven't tried in 15 years. I have no idea. So we'll take your glasses off. So you went to the
parking lot and took your glasses off and you...
ran into different people. Ran into the doctor's BMW. No.
Ran into the doctor's wife, and then he was convinced you do need glasses, and you went back inside and got...
No. This is what happened. So he says, he shows the eye chart, right?
Right.
And he says, read the smallest line of text you can. And I'm like, I think the top biggest line says, E3, 6, and he just goes, you just failed your driver's test. And so I asked, well, what kind of vision, what's my vision? What's the rating? Because I don't understand the rating. And he said, your vision is 2100. Now, do you know what that means?
I don't know. Did you pop the rating?
I did not pop a rating. I asked, what does that mean? He said, that means if somebody is where you're standing at 20 feet, somebody with normal vision would be able to stand at 100 feet and see the same thing.
Then
he dilates my pupils, right? I swear to the good Lord above, I thought I was blind. I could not see my hand in front of my face.
And
it was awful.
It was awful. I've had that happen to me a few times.
And then I had to drive home.
Oh, you drove home?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to drive home.
Well, they said it's not that big a deal. So I'm like driving home, and Mrs. Deal's like, well, can you see? I was like, I can't read what the odometer is.
Oh, yeah.
But I could see like further away. It was very awful. And as I think about, how bad it was, just, temporarily, I think I was like that for like 6 to 8 hours. My vision finally came back real late the other night.
Ironically, that was the same way I felt when I first discovered Playboy.
Well, it was funny because Mrs. Deal, the other night, she said, well, when did you start needing glasses? I said, well, probably about, 13, 14. She looked at me and I said, well, they said if I don't stop, I'd go blind.
Zing!
And she just looked at me like I was the biggest idiot in the world, so.
But
speaking of Speaking of not being able to see and how sad that is,
Yeah.
new segment here on WrestleCrap Radio. Sad news. Do you like the music?
I'm digging the music, Jack.
It's very sad news. Sad news.
You know, I drank about 5 cups of coffee before we went on air. I was very tired. And I was all hyped up, and now I'm suddenly slowly getting depressed.
Yeah, well, this is gonna get you to hear that music.
Do you hear those?
It's not happy news.
Do you hear
It's
those?
not happy news.
Do you hear that piano?
It's heartbreaking. It's heart-wrenching. You know, old RD had problems with his eyesight for just a few hours the other night. And sad news. Paul Ellering.
Oh no!
Oh yes, the man behind the Legion of Doom.
This is sad.
It's a freak accident. It's a freak accident that Paul Ellering had. Most people probably know this, but when Paul Ellering got out of the wrestling business, he decided to, and people are going to think we're making this up, but this is 100% legit, 100% fact. You go look it up. Go call Dave Meltzer. Just in the middle of the night. I want you to just call up Dave Meltzer and say, you know, I was listening to WrestleCrap Radio, and R.D. Reynolds said, and if Dave lets you get that far into the sentence, I would be shocked.
Wouldn't it be great if we could just get Dave's phone number and he was just available to call he would be at your whim. Just whenever you needed answers, he would be there waiting for you.
Please don't do that to poor Dave. Dave is a great, great man.
He's a good egg.
He is a fine young egg. He is so nice. But he would tell you that this is in fact the truth. And the truth is that after Paul Ellering got out of wrestling, he decided to race dogs in the Iditarod.
Not become a ventriloquist dummy.
No.
Ventriloquist.
No. He races dogs in the Iditarod. It's a big race.
It's big.
Mm-hmm. So he's up there in Alaska. And unfortunately, it was like 50 below zero.
A little cold.
Ellering, he decided to sleep out there. You know, I'm not the wisest man. I've never claimed to be.
Nothing like trying to take a nap when your testicles are frozen.
And then another set of balls got frozen, his eyeballs. Yes, kids, his eyeballs suffered from frostbite.
How did that happen?
It's out at 50 degrees below. What do you think? How does it happen? It can get frostbite just like your fingers or your toes or your genitalia or your gonads or your mommy daddy parts. And he's had his eyeballs are frozen and now they don't know if he's ever going to get all his vision back.
That's terrible.
Actually, it says fortunately he's expected to get most of his vision back in that eye. There's one eye.
That's great. I'm about ready to crank up some happy music.
Yep. Although, his eyesight was never really that good in the first place. So, I guess it's alright. It'd be like if I lost vision. If I lost some more, RD couldn't see anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, so poor Sap wears glasses and he accidentally pokes his eye out with a screwdriver while fixing his sliding glass door. He couldn't see any.
There you go. See? Just be an idiot. Anyway, another thing that I, in the source sent to me over the, Faxtrolla, it said that it was a frozen eye injury, and it said that it was corneal frostbite.
Corneal frostbite.
And I swear, this is when I first read that, and it said corneal frostbite, I thought, because I was just glancing through it real quick, I thought it said cornmeal frosties. And I thought it was like cereal or something. Yes, that music can mean only one thing. Once again, kids, it's time for your old favorite segment, Obscure Wrestling News.
I love this segment.
All the hottest news, like we've said every week. You go out, you can get whatever news you want. Call Dave Meltzer. Don't go to the website, just call up Dave and say, Dave, what's the wrestling news of today?